I thought, obviously, we game played out in front of everybody else, just like it did me, but I thought it was somewhat of a tale of two halves from a standpoint of our inability to finish in the paint in the second half, and numbers bared that out, and also opportunistic for them, not so much positive in terms of timely turnovers. It's not so much the number, but it was exactly when it happened and what was the result of it, that we're able to spin that back in their favor during that run when it was like a 9-0 run, and we had plenty of opportunities to at the rim to be able to answer or to stave off some of that rush at that time, and we didn't finish inside as consistently as we did in the first half. And I thought Showalter did a phenomenal job on Walton, one of the better point, or if not playing the best as any point guard in the league right now, to be able to get him to go 1 for 8. Defensively, I thought we did enough good things to be in position, but we had some timely miscues that allowed them to get loose, whether it was for a 3 or something at the rim, and then obviously some inopportune turnovers at bad times. So you add those up, and you have yourself trying to dig out of a hole. But I thought the effort was terrific in terms of how hard guys played. Just need to be better at putting the ball in the basket, which is, this group is, it's not the first time this group has had that struggle. Just got to continue to improve in that area. Jim?
You usually come armed with numbers in the paint. Do you have? Do you
Yeah.
know what you were?
10 for 16 in the first half, 7 for 20 or 21 in the second. In the exact same, catching them pretty much the same area. They were a little more aggressive in the second half with the double team. Thought we did a decent job. There was a couple of times where Ethan got going too fast, and we coughed it up. Then you got to be able to score on the backside of it too. But we also had some numerous one-on-one, got to finish in traffic, got to finish through a body, use the glass, things that we work on a lot.
Greg, you mentioned after the shootout today that you thought Trice was ready for this opportunity. He did some things with rebounding and assists, but the struggle with shooting, or he just pulled the ball.
I thought for him coming into this position, having this thrown at him, I thought he did pretty well. He didn't seem rattled at all. He had the one turnover in the second half where he tried to penetrate, got too deep, and got corralled and lost the ball. That was maybe one of his bad ones, or one of his only, looking at his, trying to remember where his other one was. But I just thought he got into too much traffic there. He should have not gone into that deep when it was walled up like it was. But I thought for the most part he got the ball where it needed to go. I thought we moved without the ball as well as we have in a long time. I thought he facilitated a lot of that. He moved the ball. We didn't stand and pound it. We were cutting. Khalil Iverson did a terrific job, specifically in the first half of moving without the ball. We got a lot of things at the rim and we're able to finish. And then the second half, we have some of the same opportunities and we don't put the ball in the basket. So, that's where we're on the cusp. We've got to continue to improve offensively and become more efficient.
You also mentioned, you said that this is an opportunity not just for the guard position, but for others to step up. Vito doesn't score. Nigel was quiet. Do they need to do more bottom line?
Well, it's that time of the year, and you've heard me talk about, with what Walton had been doing coming into here, seniors have that sense what time of year it is. The clock's ticking. There's not much basketball left for the guys that are seniors. When you look around our league, just in what Trimble did last night, Mason at Minnesota, what Derek's been doing here. And tonight we were able to bottle him up somewhat, but then another senior, Zach Irvin, steps up when he needs to. So, we need to have more contributions. Then more guys need to continue to step up and contribute.
Coach, there's a lot of Bronson to be able to play, or whether
I don't know. We don't know. It'll be day to day. It'll be all it has been and will be in the medical staff's hands. They'll tell me what the status is each day. So I don't know when, if. So I don't know any more than what I knew before the game that he wasn't going to play tonight.
And Trice, did he shoot too much, or do you like the aggressiveness?
I'll have to look at the type of shots. I thought there was something. He got himself in some positions where he had to take tough shots. I'll break it down shot by shot on what was good and what was not. I thought he got himself in some trouble at times too, but he also found himself open a few times too. And you got to knock down shots when you have the opportunity. But I thought composure-wise and that whole thing, the moxie he showed, he was he showed that he was okay in this environment.
Greg, I think we're all kind of wondering with Koenig out, your rotation, what would it be like? Was Pritzel ever consideration, or did you
Yeah,
stick with?
the reason I went with Jordan Hill more is because defensively, he's guarded this offense in the past. This is one that you don't have a lot of experience in. It can make you look silly. It's very similar to the Princeton in terms of the actions and how they put pressure on the rim. And there's times you have to help. You can't help too much. Mistakes you make on screens. And I like what I saw from Jordan early defensively. In other words, I'm sure I'll find some things where we got leaky at times, whether he was involved or not. But I knew defensively his experience against it was going to be something that I was going to have to look at.
Greg, what was the effects of their doubling and mixing some stuff in there in the second half defensively?
Yeah, I think other than, I'll have to look exactly when the turnovers occurred. I know the one that occurred late where we threw it about 5 feet off the ground across the floor, that one obviously went, it's one thing to turn the ball over, which obviously we want to cut down on, but there's another thing when you have turnovers for touchdowns or pick sixes that run the other way, the live ball turnovers. Those things are, can become backbreakers. If the dead ball turnover, obviously you have your defense set, but specifically, I thought it just forced him to find other guys, and if you go 10 for 13, I probably remember the 3 he missed were very makeable shots, but that's, I thought he did a pretty good job. Teammates did a great job of finding him in the first half. Our movement without the ball allowed him to free up at times too, because we were able to force his man to help at times and put some pressure on them defensively, that he was able to find himself open and got on the glass, and he was active in the first half. Second half, I didn't know exactly comparing numbers. I think there's much 2 for 4 in the second half, so not as active and not as effective.
Greg, Coach, looking at the big picture, when you your first back-to-back losses this season and having to learn how to play with Koenig, is it somewhat of a solace that it's happening now where your team has the chance to learn from this adversity and has some wiggle room as opposed to it happening maybe 2-3 weeks from now?
Well, I think you obviously never want to lose games, but we've known win, lose, or where we were, we have to get better. I mean, this is the things that we have put us in difficult positions in the last 2 games it's not something that's just popped on the map here in the last 2 games. It's been things that we've had to continue to get better at throughout the course of the year. And finishing in the paint is something that guys that are around us every day, when I throw out numbers about how, we aren't as productive in the paint when we have golden opportunities. We got to shoot more free throws. You got guys 4s and 5s that got to be able to get to the free throw line more specifically, and we got to be more. That's how this team is built. The team has some limitations in other areas, but we got a pretty good 5-man, and another senior that plays a 3 and the 4 that are pretty effective in the block in Hayes, and we've got to be more efficient and get more production in those areas.
Greg, how difficult
Last question.
will it be to turn around and face Maryland on Sunday, just what they did last night and what Trimble did last night?
Well, they're good. Obviously, Mark's done a good job of blending old with new. Obviously, Melo's stepping into that, like I said before. You watch around the country and you watch individual production, and most of the time you see it this time of year, it's seniors that are realizing that the end is near. And they're either fighting for something or trying to put their team in a position to have more to play at the end of the year. And he's a senior that's really answering the bell. And so it's more than just Trimble. They got a very good team around him, 3 really good freshmen. I haven't dove into too much film yet, but we'll have to get better ourselves, learn from this tonight, and get ready for a really good team on Sunday.